Welcome to Botching It Up. This is the podcast where we have to drag a returning legend to a decent match. Let's hope we don't botch it and give the old man a heart attack. You're with me, Basil, and my good friend Benito.
Hey yo,
There you go.
what are we doing this week?
We are going through Raw 25 pretty much. I thought that it would be important to go through this show as a whole because it's been hyped for so long and it's seen as the grand spectacle. I'm not sure whether we agree.
More than Raw.
More than Rumble.
More than Rumble, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, then we're going to do our predictions on Rumble, right?
Yes, but that's pretty much the basis of the show today.
That's our feature, that's everything, really.
Yeah.
And then before that, you got some emergency news for us.
I do have some emergency news. Not pleasant emergency news. It does involve the most important emergency news story of last week, but in a very different sense.
Well, let's get on it. Botching it up.
Attention, an emergency has been reported. Attention, an emergency has been reported. Attention, an emergency has been reported.
So this is the emergency news. I've already discussed this with you, but I think it needs to be addressed and talked about. During the Raw 25 show, WWE announced that they had indefinitely suspended, effective immediately, Enzo Amore, as he was quite graphically accused of rape by a woman on Twitter last night.
Yeah, I have heard this.
Apparently, the incident took place last autumn, and in an update, police have been investigating the matter since October 2017. And they actually got a call on the 23rd of October from a local hospital regarding sexual assault. So
It's quite a detailed account as well, wasn't it?
it is quite a detailed account, and obviously WWE have probably known about this for a while because they've immediately suspended him. The police report was filed a couple of months ago. It's not looking good for Enzo.
But what the WWE usually do is they just stick out of it until it's been dealt with by the law.
Yeah.
And then whatever the outcome is, then they take a decision.
I'm not going to weigh in on whether it did or didn't happen. I think every sexual assault claim should be seriously looked at.
Yeah, well, it's good that it's not just in the press, that it's actually a police report situation.
But the woman in question is greatly helping Enzo Amore's defense lawyer because she has a video on her YouTube account with the description, psychotically pretending to be pregnant so that my ex-boyfriend would stay with me, but I'm on better meds now. That was the profile description.
So, clever girl. Whether it happened or not, she's not helping herself.
No, well, she's helping Enzo Amore, if anything.
And either way...
Not a good story.
Either way, his push is dead.
Yeah, and...
Guilty or not, his push is dead.
Probably justifiably so. I can kind of see this being true.
Because his gimmick is too close to those actions.
And by proxy, I'm pretty sure 205 is now dead as well.
Yes, well, yeah.
Because he was the only thing leading anything on.
He was the only thing really drawing people in. So he's going to be stripped of the title, whether he's proven guilty or not, I think.
Yeah.
The championship is dead? Or it'll just go to Raw and continue?
I think the Cruiserweight division's dead in general.
They need to bring Neville back.
Yeah. But whatever the case with this woman, I hope she gets help. And I hope natural justice sorts itself out. It's quite muddled.
Yeah.
This story. But it's not good.
I'm upset with Enzo. I thought he was an alright guy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Can't trust anyone.
Can't trust anyone.
Moving on.
That's it for your news? Or
That's it. That's all I wanted to discuss.
That's what you got in your... Okay.
Time now for our fight replay. It's time!
So it's Cage Corner.
Wonderful.
I'm going to do Cage Corner. I know we weren't going to do segments, but I'm going to do it.
That's why I didn't watch it, because we weren't going to do it. But we can talk.
No, it's because we had Bellator 192 and UFC 220 up against each other on the same night.
Yeah, so it's a bit of an overall supercard, right?
Yeah, for both. So Bellator this is their first show on the Paramount Network, which is like just a rebrand of Spike
It's a rebrand,
TV.
yeah.
But they're trying to make everything bigger and better. So you got the commentary of Goldberg, who opens it up, and I haven't watched Bellator since Goldberg has been doing their shows.
He definitely adds value to the show.
He adds a lot of production value. He makes it seem very legit.
He's professional even when he doesn't care.
I really don't like it though.
Why not?
Because it just makes it feel too close to UFC.
Well, they're both MMA promotions, aren't they?
Yeah, but they should have their own No, you don't think they should have their own image?
No, not really.
Okay. Joined by Big John McCarthy and his debut on the mic.
Oh, really?
Yes.
He's on the commentary team.
He was
now.
on the commentary team.
Any good?
It's okay. He trips over himself quite a bit. Might be nerves.
Well, he's a big lumbering ref, isn't he?
So the show opens up, right, with them announcing everyone that's going to be in this heavyweight Grand Prix.
Do they all come out?
They all come out, and they all come like down like the little ramp bit, and they stand not like opposite each other, awkwardly kind of separated all the way up. And because I think they're all old guys and don't really give a shit, there's no like real tension or we're gonna fight. Just everyone's kind of stood there.
Well, this is what I was telling you with the Bellator countdowns. They're all being matey with each other.
Yeah.
And eating burgers together and having a good time.
It was weird.
It feels like the guys are all in on the joke together, and they're sort of just rinsing Bellator of its money.
Yeah, probably. It's probably just a paycheck. No one really cared. It felt like it didn't feel big as Bellator have been trying to make it out to be.
No. Well, they're all 10 years too washed up, aren't they? Really?
Most of them. I mean, my pick is Ryan Bader. Like straight out of the gate, he has to win this.
I agree with you. He needs to win it for himself. I mean,
Yes.
he's most likely to win it, but if he loses this to these guys, he's kind of done.
I'll go through the card quickly. Okay, so the first fight on the card was, I think, fight of the night. You had Georgie, I can't pronounce his surname, 27 wins, 7 losses, a former World Series of Fighting champion.
What is World Series of Fighting?
So it was a short-lived promotion that was kind of headed up by Bas Rutten. It was based in America. They did kind of smaller shows, but a lot of the guys that were on that it was almost like a feeder up to the bigger leagues.
It's like an indie.
Yeah, but it was very respected for its time. I don't know how many shows it did. I want to say around about 40.
So only a year or two of...
Yeah,
Yeah.
it didn't live long. I'm not sure why. I think it just didn't have enough viewers. Anyway, he went up against Henry Corrales, who was a former King of the Cage champion.
What's King of the Cage?
So King of the Cage was in Ireland. It was based in Ireland.
So is he a Brit, or...?
No, he's not. He's an American.
Okay.
This is featherweight. It went to unanimous decision. Henry won. It was a great fight. Even though it went to decision, it was a great fight. There's a lot of dirty boxing. They were on each other the entire match.
So they were keen.
Yeah, they were trying to knock each other out. It was a good match. Big John McCarthy also said that he loved this fight. So this was fight of the night, I think. However, the co-main was a fantastic match.
Hey, come on now. Chael Sonnen versus Rampage
Yeah,
Jackson.
well,
What are you saying? You're not saying
whatever.
that's the match of the night?
So the next fight is my biggest problem with Bellator.
What?
So we've got Aaron Pico, who's 1 win, 1 loss,
Never heard of him.
versus Shane Crutchen, who's 12-3. So you got a guy with 2 pro fights up against a guy with 15 pro fights.
Are you sure somebody hasn't dropped out here?
I think that might have been the case, but even still, it seems very unfair that an athletic commission has let this fight happen.
This happens over and over again on the Bellator undercards.
which is why I have a little bit not respect for Bellator.
Bellator's undercards fall apart every single show, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just threw someone in at last minute.
But saying this lack of experience, Pico, who only has 2 matches, won in the first round by KO, but with a body shot.
Wow.
He knocked the guy out, punching him in the liver.
So what are you complaining about?
Well, this guy's got it. So he doesn't need the experience.
He got an opportunity and grabbed it by its balls.
Yeah.
Good luck to
So
him.
he goes 2-1, and even the Goldberg was saying, this guy's gonna go far. Like he's a guy to watch.
Mhm.
So there's a guy to watch there. The next match was apparently important. The winner is going to be the next number 1 contender to the lightweight division.
Yeah. I know about this one.
Michael Chandler versus Gyoti Yamauchi. Apparently Chandler is a former 2-time lightweight champion in Bellator. He won by unanimous decision. He looked like a beast. He controlled the majority of the fight. Even though Gotchi had a 3-inch reach advantage. Didn't matter. The Chandler guy was just stepping in and didn't care.
Is this the light
In the
heavyweights?
pocket. No, it was lightweight.
Lightweights.
So apparently Chandler's now number 1 contender. So going forward, that's cool. Now, this is what most people probably consider fight of the night, was the welterweight championship. Douglas Lima versus Rory McDonald.
So was this co-main? Didn't
This
go
was
on
co-main.
last?
This was co-main. The championship was co-main.
That's ridiculous.
Right? I've actually got a note here. Why wasn't this main event?
That's wrestling
This
booking.
should have been main event. Anyway, went the distance again. Unanimous decision. I don't know if you've seen photos of Rory McDonald's leg after
Yeah.
his leg was
Yeah.
fucked. Like he got kicked at one point and he just fell over. These guys fucked each other. They were looking to end each other.
And this is quite important because Rory McDonald is the new champion.
Rory McDonald won.
Lima's held that belt since November 2016. So
They were saying Lima is the most prolific Bellator champion ever.
well, he's only defended once.
Oh, is he? He's got one of the longest reigns.
Yeah, he's got over a 2-year reign, but that's not through defending much.
Okay.
But this is only McDonald's second fight in Bellator.
Yes, but he was a big name, a big draw, and a big massive fighter before coming to Bellator.
Well, I think it's actually quite good for Bellator because they're slowly building up. They're former UFC, sure, but they're slowly building up their names. So you've got McDonald now, you've got Lima, you've got Bader. You've got these
I've
sort
got
of
no
people.
problem with former UFC as long as former UFC were looking at McDonald or Ryan Bader or Matt Mitrione, guys that are still in their prime that are gonna have good fights. I got a problem when you're bringing over people like
Rampage.
Rampage and
Chael.
Roy Nelson,
Yeah.
and like the
Well, yeah, I don't have a problem with Roy Nelson
Frank
because
Mir even.
Roy Nelson's money.
They're all money. They all got names. However, they're all right at the end of their careers, and you're putting them in massive main events.
Frank Mir is ridiculous to have Frank Mir.
Yeah. So
Main event.
Main event.
I
Here
want
we
to
go.
hear. I want to hear about this.
So this is the Grand Prix, the first Grand Prix match in the heavyweight.
First round kickoff.
Yep. We had Rampage Jackson go up against Channel Sonnen.
Chael Sonnen.
He won. He beat Rampage.
I don't believe this.
Yes. They went the distance again.
And hasn't Chael just gone up to heavyweight as well? He's recently switched.
He's had fights in heavyweight before.
Yeah, but I think he's switched back for this Grand Prix. He was light.
Most of these fighters in the heavyweight division regularly fight at light heavyweight. A lot of them have bulked up. Because Ryan Bader's light heavyweight champion. Kim Mo fights light heavyweight. Matt Mitrione was heavyweight.
Why don't they just call it the light heavyweight tournament?
Because Fedor is heavyweight, Roy Nelson's heavyweight, Frank Mir's heavyweight.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to go down.
No, it's the smaller guys have to bulk up to meet. There's real weight disadvantages in this Grand Prix tournament.
So was the fight good?
No.
Or was it a car crash?
It wasn't a car crash. It was just what you'd expect from two late 40-year-olds having a fist fight.
Let's look forward to it. I might catch it.
There was a bit of grappling. There was nothing on the floor. The second round was just endurance. They were just trying to survive. The third round, they did try and do something, try and end it, but
This is the reason I think that a lot of people don't respect Bellator, because they almost book sort of carnival fights.
yeah, they do.
It's what people want to watch, not for athleticism, but because they're curious
Yes.
about what would happen.
Bellator try and book super fights that aren't gonna be critical successes.
And maybe super fights which probably shouldn't even be made.
Yes. It's something to put in a video game.
For example, Kimbo Slice's last fight before he
Well,
died.
And that match probably killed him.
Yeah, and it
People
gave the other guy a heart attack.
It killed the other guy, and people consider Kimbo Slice's cardiac arrest. Anyway,
Yeah, so
Anyway.
Bellator.
I didn't.
Was the Bellator card decent? Would you recommend watching it?
There were the two fights, the opening fight and the co-main, were good matches. They were good fights. I'd recommend going and watching them.
By the way, Jack Swagger turned up at Bellator's LA Media Day just to say that he's signed and he's looking for a fight.
Well, he fights in May,
June, yeah.
June. Does he have an opponent yet?
No.
Okay. Kind of look forward to that. Look forward to see what he'll do.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy because he's got an amateur career which is kind of the same, if not beating Brock.
He's not as
He's not as prolific in championships,
as Brock was.
but he has got a hell of a lot of wins, nearing the same level.
Okay.
So
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have the kind of weight Brock has.
He might be a massive success.
He's going to fight heavyweight, right? Or light heavyweight?
I reckon he'd be light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight. I think he's going to do better than Punk.
I think the end game is for Bader to win the Grand Prix, Swagger to get a couple of fights, and then Bader, Swagger.
Yeah. And that's proper UFC booking as well, like planning ahead like that, trying to build stars for the proper.
Bellator has
massive...
improved over the last year.
For sure. Like, I only catch a show every couple of months, but I've seen it definitely improve. This card wasn't a bad card. I was just a bit upset of the experience difference, but it didn't matter because the guy won anyway. And the main event was, like you say, it was just a carny show.
Yeah. So, UFC 220.
Now, I talk shit on Bellator. UFC's card was not much better this week.
Really? This is hyped.
This was a one-match show.
This is disappointing because this was supposed to be fight weekend. This was
I know you think I'm just gonna be biased, but the
Oh,
co-main.
don't talk to me about fucking Cormier.
No. Hear me out. The co-main Cormier fight was the only fight that was very fun. The 3 matches beforehand were okay. But the fight of the night was in the prelims, and then the main event of the night.
No? I
I
heard some good stuff about that.
You heard good stuff about the main event.
Well, it's good stuff about Markic.
Yeah, Miocic was
Miocic.
Amazing.
And
Anyway.
Ngannou couldn't go the distance.
Ngannou looked like he didn't know he doesn't do endurance once in his life.
Washed up Mike Tyson one-hit wonder.
A little bit, yeah. So we'll talk co-main event. Daniel Cormier won, and he said in the post-fight interview something really interesting. He said he doesn't feel like he was given back the championship. He feels like tonight he fought for a vacant championship. He wasn't proving himself. He was fighting for it again.
He would say that, wouldn't he? Deep down in the back of his head, he knows that John Jones is better than him. Everybody knows it. John Jones is better than Daniel Cormier.
See, you say this, right? But then stop being biased and consider that Daniel Cormier is the best light heavyweight champion in the world that's never cheated.
Sure, but that's the same players saying John Jones is the best light heavyweight in the world if he just didn't cheat anyway.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
We do.
Well, we don't.
We do.
Because he got caught cheating in the DC fights. How do you know he hasn't cheated his entire career?
Okay, but even if... I think he's stupid because if he hadn't have cheated in the DC fights, he would have knocked the fuck out of Cormier anyway.
But you don't know that.
I do.
Because all the other fights he's had, you don't know he wasn't also cheating.
John Jones, pound for pound, the best in the world. He
100% off drugs.
He has ruined his own career.
But I don't believe we've ever seen him 100% off steroids and drugs.
Cormier is a lucky man. Cormier is a lucky...
You can't call Cormier lucky when he...
Not against everybody else, but against Jones. Because Cormier is a lucky man against John Jones because John Jones is ruining himself.
So, Volkan Ozdemir was meant to be the next massive thing, right? This guy came up the ranks so fast. Unbelievable. He's knocking people out, beating people really quick. Didn't get a single knock on DC.
It was a second round knockout.
DC fucking bullied this guy, took him to the floor. He had nothing on him.
Have you noticed how nothing's working out for Dana over the last couple of years?
Dana's pissed.
Ronda, Ngannou,
Yeah.
all of his bright new stars.
We're
going to
talk about this. So Steve Miocic won, right, in the main event.
Yeah.
And you know Dana comes up behind them and puts the belt on them.
Yeah.
Yeah? Miocic turned around, snatched the belt off Dana, gave it to his coach, and the coach put the belt around Miocic.
I have never seen that before.
I think I've seen it a couple of times, but not snatched. It's like, oh, please, can you let my mom or my dad do it? And Dana's like, yeah, sure, whatever. But
So
this was a full-on rip out of Dana's hands, like a fuck you. I'm not earning the belt from you.
So Dana and Miocic got beef.
Yeah, because Ngannou was the next big thing, right? They were marketing him heavy. He was going to be the champion. Like he's going to be the next Conor, right? They could put money on this guy.
I saw Dana with his head in his hands.
Yes, because Miocic, and I don't know why, but Miocic's not money to them.
We were talking about this, and I don't understand this because he is naturally money in the good guy way. He's a firefighter.
But
he's a champion by night.
But not only is he a firefighter, he's a voluntary firefighter, and he has a day job. He voluntary firefights like 2 or 3 nights a week, and then he's also a world heavyweight champion.
So Dana's just not good at booking, basically, because if this was Vince, Miocic would be John Cena.
I think they just consider him too boring. Like he's a good fighter, but his fights aren't necessarily the best fights. However, he's beaten every prolific heavyweight fighter currently in the division.
So, really, what you're telling me is MMA isn't about pure athleticism. It's just as much of an entertainment business as WWE.
Yeah, you're the last one to work this out. We've all known this for a long time.
So no,
It's like the rankings. The
no,
rankings are
because
bullshit.
all I ever hear is about how MMA is a serious sport, and you go watch your stupid men in tights throwing each other around.
But the rankings are bullshit.
Well, Conor McGregor rose this year, didn't he? In the rankings?
I think so, and he hasn't
Yeah.
actually had a fight.
No.
Well, Ngannou rose very fast through the rankings just because he literally murdered over him. He took that guy's head off.
Yeah.
And that's what got him this fight.
So you wouldn't recommend this show then?
So the first round was, Ngannou has never stepped out of the first round. So the first round was actually pretty good. Both of them were on fire. Ngannou looked dangerous. After that, Miocic was just bullying him, and after about the third round, Ngannou wasn't doing anything. He was literally on the floor. I'm pretty surprised he didn't get stopped. Because he wasn't like getting beaten up. He was intentionally
Lost his stamina.
Yeah, he was intentionally defending himself, but there were points where Miocic would stand up and Ngannou just couldn't get up. He couldn't stand up. He couldn't get off the floor. He was done. Remember, this guy's huge, right? He's a heavyweight. He's like literally 7 foot tall. I think he's 6'7", 6'8", whatever. 240 pounds. He's a huge man.
What did I tell you last week though?
What?
And you didn't agree with me.
What?
I said they're either going to knock each other out in the first round, or it's going to go the distance and be awful.
Yeah. I thought they were going to knock each other out. They didn't. I've actually got an interesting note here, and someone didn't agree with me, but I think you'll agree with me, is that this fight turned into a boring fight, like a lot of heavyweight fights do, and that I don't understand why the heavyweights get so much love, because the majority of the heavyweight fights are boring,
Yeah.
because guys can't go, they're too big.
I think it's just the psychology of seeing two massive fuckers go at it.
Because obviously boxing heavyweights are smaller than MMA heavyweights. Boxing heavyweights are actually usually about light heavyweights.
Boxing heavyweight matches can be classics.
Yeah.
It's in no way the same as MMA heavyweight.
Yeah.
No.
But light heavyweight in MMA, I think it's one of the best divisions. It's big guys, but big guys that can go. They can do 5
I agree with
rounds.
you. I mean, personally, the division I like watching is welterweight.
Yeah.
Because it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
They're big enough to stand up and bruise, but they can also get down and dirty.
They have
on
that weight
submissions
advantage down in wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, honestly, actually not the best weekend for MMA.
Sounded like you enjoyed Bellator a tiny little bit more than
I think
UFC.
probably I did, because it was a new world opened up to me.
Yeah. Anyway, well, thanks for the
I got one
MMA
more,
news.
I got one more piece of news.
What?
I can't remember his name, which is gonna make me look a bit stupid, but not Royce Gracie, his older brother Royce Gracie's son has become an MMA fighter, and he's currently fighting in Japan, and he's 4-0.
See, I don't know which Gracie this is, because there's a Gracie signed to Bellator. There's Gracies everywhere.
There's a lot of Gracies, but not all the Gracies are actual blood family.
There's a family blood Gracie in Bellator right now.
Okay. What, just signed?
No, he's had about 5 fights there.
Okay. So there's this young kid who's about 22. He's currently in Japan. He's 4-0, and he looks dangerous as fuck.
The Gracies are, man.
Yeah, but like this guy's gonna be big. He's gonna be a massive
You realise
star.
Eve Marie's dangerous as fuck now too.
Eve Marie?
Yeah.
Why?
No, not Eve Marie. Eve Torres.
Really?
Yeah, she's part of the Gracie family.
Really?
Yeah, she married Royce or Hoyce or one of them.
Alright. Don't mess with her.
Don't
then.
mess with her.
Yeah, so that's the MMA news.
Thank you for your MMA news, Ben.
You're welcome.
Houston, we're voyaging the universe.
Okay, so now Raw 25.
Alright, so this is what we're here for. This is what I was psyched and pumped for so much that I made you watch the pre-show.
I'm glad we watched that.
Well, are you?
It
Why?
added nothing to my life.
See, I've got my opening note on the pre-show is Jerry Lawler's in original King gear. This is exciting. Little did I know, this would not be exciting.
All downhill from there, really.
JR actually boasts about how the people in the Manhattan Center have paid $800 for a secondary ticket.
That's ridiculous.
So after what we're about to talk about now.
Yeah.
I think the price, you could get really cheap seats for $78, but the normal price range was $500 to $800
That's crazy. That's
to
crazy.
sit in the Manhattan Center.
That's so much money.
And if you were going to these shows, and one's in Brooklyn, one's in the original venue, which would you pick?
I would pick the original venue.
Exactly, so would I.
But if you looked at the type of people at the original venue,
They're hardcores.
It was people like us. They were all wearing 90s shirts. There was no kids there.
I thought that they were going to completely split this show into two, and they would have some crossover with the Legends of the Barclay, but all the Legends would be at the Manhattan.
Yeah.
And they could, and maybe, like, what if you're actually taking out two venues? Why not even just split the whole card in between two?
Yeah.
Like, you could have put the Roman match on the Manhattan Center or whatever, or maybe the John Cena Elias thing on the Manhattan Center. You got nothing.
And that did not happen at all.
Anyway, let's get into the show.
So so in the Manhattan Center we had 2 matches, right, on TV.
On TV we had Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy, and a 2-minute squash of Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus the Revival.
Which was actually the main event.
Technically, yeah.
That was the last match on.
Yeah. So we're going to get into this show properly. So
Okay. Alright, we'll do a full rundown.
It starts off in the Manhattan Center, and then switches to normal Raw with a sold-out 15,990.
Okay.
Shane McMahon comes out with Stephanie, and Shane McMahon thanked literally everyone that stepped within the ropes. So Chris Benoit finally got a mention. Then you got a Raw.
Pretty sure that's not what they meant.
Well, you know, he said literally everyone, so literally everyone.
Alright.
You got a Raw hype package celebrating 25 years. Got all the usual people in it, all the guys, Undertaker, whatever. And then for some reason, thrown into it for a couple of seconds is Mizdow.
Okay.
The Miz and Damien
Yeah.
Sandow. Apparently they're important enough to be part of the 25-year hype package.
I miss Sandow.
I don't.
Okay. Carrying on.
Okay, so Shane and Stephanie introduced Vince.
Yep.
The crowd pops mental. They chant along to his theme tune. Apparently Shane and Stephanie started a GoFundMe account to buy Vince a fucking plaque.
Can you imagine that? Can you... Obviously that's not real.
Yeah, no, but...
Who would pay money? Who would give money to Vince?
Or his spoilt son and daughter.
Yeah. Other than obviously buying the product.
It really didn't make sense at all.
No.
But the crowd are absolutely rabid. And then Stone Cold comes out. All hell breaks loose.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, the crowd went mental, didn't they?
I think that's the loudest pop I've heard in a very long time.
Well, this is the thing. Stone Cold... Well, I don't know if it's even Stone Cold. I think it's just the glass shattering. Seems to get the loudest reaction of all time.
I think it's because it's an immediate...
I think it's become a cult phenomenon.
It's also an immediate action to a reaction. So that glass shattering before even the music plays, everybody knows what it is.
Bum, 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 bum.
I think he's
Louder
still
than Undertaker.
He's still the most over guy in the game.
More than Undertaker.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And he turns up less. I think maybe that's the secret, and Stone Cold knows it. The less he turns up, the more people will go crazy for
Yeah,
him.
because it's a special rare occasion. So he stunners everyone.
He's done. Oh yeah, but you have to remember the Vince promo, which I loved.
Well, this happened before Stone Cold actually came out.
No. So Stone Cold goes to stun Vince, and then
Oh,
Vince goes into a heel promo where he's
Oh, yeah.
like, I live in the retirement
I live in a
community
retirement
now.
home.
I'm a senior citizen. You can't do this to me anymore, Steve. And then he like pushes Shane in front of him.
Yeah.
And
You could do it to Shane instead. He's in the prime of his life.
Steve Austin stunners Shane, then stunners Vince, then
He stunners Shane again at the end.
stunners Shane. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's lots of beer
Drinks
consumed.
a lot of beer.
Ooh, a great little
It's what you'd
segment.
expect.
This is the sort of thing that I thought this show was going to
Yeah,
be
the
about.
entire show should have been this
Not
all the way
not the
through.
entire show. You need to build up the Rumble.
Well,
but in terms of the
They
legend,
didn't do that either.
in terms of the legend segments, I thought this is the sort of thing we were going to expect.
Yeah.
It didn't work out that way.
It was a good start.
Good start. Then it's Asuka, Mickey James, Sasha Banks, and Bayley versus Absolution, Nia Jax, and Alicia Fox.
Why?
I don't know. This thing went 7 minutes, and nothing happened. They attempted a weak Royal Rumble spot after to make Asuka look strong, and Sasha Banks got a win back. It was just an average throwaway match.
Alicia Fox only tapped twice. I mean, I don't even remember it, but I got the note here that she only tapped twice. She didn't tap 3 times.
Yeah, well, I don't. So obviously they need to give Sasha Banks her win because she lost pretty soundly last week to Sonya Deville. But getting a win.
But they've been back and forth for all like the last month or so.
I mean, getting a win against Alicia Fox, I wouldn't really call building your momentum back.
Not really.
This whole division seems lost. It seems like the worst possible time to be doing a 30-woman Royal Rumble.
Yeah, because there's no hype around anyone.
They should have capitalized on it last year when it was massive.
Yeah.
It's too late now. As usual with WWE, they pull the trigger a little too late all the time. Yeah, so that was that. Kurt Angle hangs around with Harvey Whippleman, the Brooklyn Baller, Coachman, Teddy Long, Brother Love, and the Boogeyman. I did not understand how the Boogeyman got such a loud spot. I didn't know what was going on here.
I didn't even think people would remember this guy.
This was just such a random throw together collection of guys.
And it was the only time we saw Coach and Teddy Long the entire show.
Yeah, but they were in the company of the Brooklyn Brawler and Brother Love. Like, what was going on here? I didn't understand this. I didn't understand any of these segments, and I didn't like the fact that they were all exactly the same.
And they just threw people in together.
They just throw as many people in together, or they just announce them all on stage.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
So what was the point of getting all these guys?
There was no point.
Also,
Other than...
if you're not doing anything with them, and they're just there to appear, surely you would at least retain an element of surprise by not telling everybody that's coming.
Yeah.
Because if you're literally just lining them up on a stage or putting them in little backstage segments, and we don't know
It was
that
more
they're
exciting.
coming,
Yeah, it's more
it'd be-
excitement. It's
yeah.
like, oh shit, there's MVP.
So now you announce
Rather
it
than
all,
knowing-
and we know everybody that's going to be there. What do we expect more now? We
Yeah.
expect them to actually do something.
Because most of them we were confused by even that, like MVP.
Yeah.
Even before the show, well, why is MVP on this show? And even when he was on the show,
He didn't
still
do anything.
didn't do anything.
He did not do anything
The
at
same
all.
as the Boogeyman.
And
There
we
was
were
no reason.
we were talking about how I think that the majority of people didn't even know who MVP was.
Probably not.
He was never a big deal, and he wasn't wearing his gear or anything.
And they didn't say his name.
No, he's just sitting in a suit.
Yeah, it was just a guy there.
Yeah. So, we cut back to the Manhattan Center, and the crowd already do not look happy. Interestingly, JR was on the live mic as they fed into the feed. So he's obviously he's been trying to distill the crowd
Well,
and
he's
make them
warming up
happy.
the crowd for
Yeah,
something, isn't he?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. So the next thing,
yeah,
the big important thing,
yeah, this
the Undertaker promo.
this was probably the most hyped thing going into this show. Undertaker's return.
And it was, to be fair, it was really cool to see Undertaker in such a little venue. I
Yeah.
thought that was quite special.
Yeah.
It was nothing.
The entire promo bombed.
But he didn't say anything. He used a lot of words to say nothing.
Yep.
He did not say anything at all. He didn't confirm that he was retired. He didn't confirm that he was coming back. He just kind of waffled, and that was it. It was about, 3 minutes?
Yeah. It wasn't even waffling, was it? 'Cause it was 3 minutes. It was like 4 lines of dialogue.
I don't understand what that was.
And then he left. No wonder the crowd were pissed.
Oh, yeah, can you imagine?
Like a 4-minute Taker promo.
Look at what they were given. And then apparently, the stuff that we didn't see on TV, you know what they got special?
What?
2 cruiserweight matches.
So that was the Bray and the Matt.
And Jeff
match.
Hardy turned up.
Jeff Hardy was in the other arena.
Yeah, but he turned up at both. There was a couple of
So-
guys that turned up at both. I heard the Miz did as well.
So a couple of guys put effort into this then.
Yeah.
I don't know how close the arenas are to each other.
There were a few that turned up twice, because Triple H apparently jetted off quick to Manhattan Center at the end because he had been behind the scenes at the Barclays all the show.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
a few guys were just running back and forth.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Had they done maybe more with it at the Manhattan Center, like it would have been cool to then seen the Miz on TV, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe with the belt at the end.
Yeah.
He comes out with the belt, and then maybe an intercontinental legend, someone that had the belt and is famous for having the
Honky
belt.
tonk.
Yeah, someone that came out and they're like, oh, you're not anything special. And he's like, I'm now the 8-time intercontinental champ. Hits his finisher. That crowd would have gone mental.
Outside of kayfabe, I think the Miz will be remembered as one of the great.
Yeah, he is.
Intercontinental
I think he already
champions.
is.
But he'd be remembered in history, I reckon.
Yeah, but
Like he's synonymous with that belt now.
yeah, but you know well, that's his gimmick, really. That he's always after that belt.
Yeah.
But you know, one of his like on fire promos that he can do sometimes.
When he really wants to, yeah.
Had he gone to Manhattan and performed a promo like that, I think that over 18 crowd with all the 90 shirts on,
They would have loved it.
they would have gone mental for that. Instead of 9 guys over 50. We'll get onto that.
We'll get on to that.
We'll get onto that.
So, quickly, Ted DiBiase
Ted
turns
DiBiase turns up to win a poker game.
up with the APA.
Yep.
And then
Fine.
it's The Miz versus Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental Championship. Interestingly...
You missed...
the general managers.
Yeah, you missed the bit you hate the most, where they just announced people and they stood on stage.
Well, that's why I didn't take a note of it.
So they... well, the GM...
John Laurinaitis...
It wasn't even all the GMs, it was just 3.
John Laurinaitis was wearing a John Cena suit. It was like John Cena colours, but a suit.
weren't they like arch rivals at the
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
So John Laurinaitis came out, William Regal and Eric Bischoff. This was the only time Eric Bischoff was used all night.
And then, well, he was in the pre-show for about a minute.
Oh, he was talking, wasn't he?
Yeah. And then Daniel Bryan came out. That's
and
it.
Daniel Bryan and Miz had a bit of a stare down as the
Oh,
Miz...
yeah. I like how they're still teasing the feud
Yeah,
to this day.
that's nice.
It never happened, but it's
No.
nice to have some continuity.
Yeah, a little,
You
yeah. In a world where there is none,
Yeah.
usually.
You can rely on Miz.
So this match, I think, is the... Well, apart from the opening promo with Stone Cold, is the only decent thing on the whole show.
Oh, I wouldn't quite go that far, personally, but it
It's
was
definitely the best thing.
It was.
No?
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to get there first.
Okay.
But I did enjoy it, and it was quite heated, and especially in the closing moments.
It was a good
quite,
match.
Quite good back and forth.
It was a good match, and the right guy won. The Miz won.
Definitely the right guy won. I was very happy about this. This was a good sort of main event level TV match.
It was. I don't understand why this wasn't main event anyway. Not only main event, there should have been main event in the Manhattan arena.
Because DX need to be main event because they're DX. I mean, that Braun thing, we get to the Braun thing, but it lasts, what, 3-4 minutes?
That was pointless, and they've been
Yeah.
hyping it all night.
Stupid. So, yeah, I enjoyed that match as well.
It makes sense as well, because Miz now is champion, and that makes sense for him to have the belt. Roman Reigns is freed up for a Rumble to, Road to WrestleMania. Do something slightly more exciting. Well, not more exciting, but you know what I mean.
Something more
He's
main
gonna,
level.
Yeah, he's gonna move on to something else for sure. The Miztourage looked comically awful
That's kind of their gimmick, though.
because they just got their jobbers, aren't they?
I enjoyed their heel work, really.
But they just get beaten up all
Yeah,
the
but
time.
that's like they're stooges.
But had the Miz lost, they would have looked worse. But now that the Miz won, it kind of doesn't matter that they're always getting beaten up. It kind of works.
Yeah.
But
No.
So all right, fair.
All right. MVP and Jeff Hardy join the APA table, and nothing of interest happens.
Cool.
MVP gets no pop at all.
Yeah, no
Did
one
you
knows
hear
who
that?
he is.
Did you hear? No, but even the crowd, that nobody really
Yeah.
did anything.
Well, because even if you do know who he is, why? Like, no offense
think-
to him. Why would you care?
I think they at the very least they should have had him in the sunglasses with the jumpsuit.
Yeah.
They needed that Power Ranger suit for
Yeah.
people to care.
But why didn't MVP have a match or something? Like in a tag match?
I really don't understand why he was there, at all.
No.
Out of all of the guys, his was the most pointless.
And I think Boogeyman was the most pointless.
No, because Boogeyman got a massive pop, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, but that was a surprise.
People just didn't know who MVP was.
Yeah, true.
Peep Show
Here we go. It's
With-
my boy.
with Christian, Seth Rollins, and Jason Jordan.
I love Christian. I always love Christian. You were talking shit. Why is Christian on TV?
Yeah, because Christian, Ben, is the Jim Neidhart, the Mighty Jannetty, the Devon Dudley of the tag team world.
Don't you dare talk shit on Devon.
Why? His tits were jiggling today.
Well, yeah.
Christian's.
Christian had a heavyweight championship run.
Yeah, whatever, man. He was alright.
After he did a Cody Rhodes before Cody Rhodes made it famous to do that. He left the WWE, became NWE TNA champion. He was the face of TNA in the founding days. Came back and had a world heavyweight
I
championship
really
run.
don't give a toss.
Put some respect on his name.
No.
Put some respect on
No,
his name.
it's all about Edge, and it always has been, always will be.
He needs more. He deserves respect. So you can
Okay.
follow.
Jason Jordan here has got some serious heat, and he's really successfully
Yeah.
milking it.
Yeah, because
He looked good here.
like he couldn't even get a word out. Like
Yeah,
the
but
crowd. Was.
everybody hates him, but it's slowly going from get off the TV screen to we're now going to boo the fuck out of you, which is good.
Yeah, it's the right type of heat he needs.
The bar comes out. Jordan and Rollins are not getting along. The bar beats them up a little bit, and then Seth Rollins accidentally hurts Jordan.
So this is the problem that we've both been saying.
I've got a massive problem with this.
WWE are having for a while now, is that this segment wasn't part of Raw 25 really. This was to promote the Rumble.
Yeah.
It's for that upcoming match, but it didn't really promote the match all that much. Like, I don't care about this match at all.
I cared.
They've not focused on the Rumble.
I wouldn't say I was ever interested to watch it, but I was willing to watch it before they fucked the whole thing up. My least favourite moment of this entire month has been the Bar being beat 2 weeks in a row by Titus Worldwide for no reason
Well,
to build up your number. There's no reason.
No,
What
I think
reason?
there is a reason. I think the reason is Titus Worldwide is getting a push, and their thinking is that the Bar can suffer losses without it.
The Bar
hurting
cannot
them.
suffer losses if not only do they not get their win back, but they go in 2-time losers to Titus O'Neil, who's a jobber.
But they never lost clean.
But they're going into the roll. Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes,
it
they
was
did.
distractions. Both
Roll ups
times.
or whatever. It's pointless. You're going into the Royal Rumble with the Raw Tag Team Championships. Who is the number one contendership? Is it Titus O'Neil or is it the Bar?
No, I get what you're saying. They've not got momentum.
This is stupid.
They've been
booking.
really hampered. But I think there's a slower play here than what you're seeing.
You can't do a slow play. You can't do a slow play for 2 weeks. Ignore it on the go home show of your number one contendership match.
Well, once we get to predictions, I'm going to give you a little bit of what I think. They probably won't do it, but I've got an idea that should happen with this stupid booking
Okay, well,
to fix things.
Can I also just say nobody wants to see Titus Worldwide be doing anything
I know.
apart from being jobbers.
Yeah, I know, but for some reason they're getting a push.
One of the best moments of the show next.
Yeah.
Ric Flair turns up. Woo! Yeah, he doesn't really do much, but it's just nice to see him back.
Slaps himself down a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Charlotte Flair is getting all up in
Alexa
Bliss's face.
Well,
about how...
she has to look down.
Yeah, there was a weird height difference.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, it's just nice to see Flair, and he's looking good again.
He looked good, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, from where he was a couple of months ago,
Yeah.
it was pretty serious.
Back in the Manhattan Center,
No.
finally.
I just wanted to mention that there's a fun little mixed match challenge promo from Asuka and The Miz.
Yeah, but that's just something.
Yeah, but
was
I
on
just wanted.
Facebook.
I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it.
Well, you get on Facebook and look at this stuff then.
Why would I want to go on Facebook to look at WWE?
Well, because you said you liked it.
Yeah, but I like the promo.
Yeah, that's-
Why am I not allowed to like the promo?
But, no, I'm just saying those type of promos are online all the time.
Where's the best one I've seen?
Okay.
So,
Manhattan
back in
Center.
Manhattan.
This was a huge mistake.
You think so?
We've pulled the trigger on Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy already.
It felt like a house show match, which it is.
It is.
It's not great if they want to continue building the storyline.
Yes,
Put it that way.
they've been building to this thing, and I said it to you and you disagreed with me, and I guess maybe I'm a bit wrong in saying this, but they're not gonna put on a great match, really. They're not gonna have a series of 5-star matches.
They're both gimmick. They're walking gimmicks,
Yes,
aren't they?
no one expects them to have mental matches. However, I think they could. I don't think now, but they could have had a decent WrestleMania match. They could have put on something mid-card that would have been alright. However, they've pulled the trigger on that match already, which means for the next 4 or 5 Raws, we're going to get a rematch.
Well, there
every Raw.
wasn't even any DQ or anything like that. It was just Bray Wyatt beat Matt Hardy in about 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Did Bray beat Matt? Bray beat Matt, right?
Yeah, Bray beat Matt.
Yeah.
So we've killed the storyline before we gave it any room to run. There should have been more. There should have been more things of Bray just having matches and Matt keep coming out doing weird shit, like the lights going down and suddenly it's Matt, or the lights go down, suddenly it's Bray that's there.
That
I also
horrible.
really like this idea that was floating around on the internet for a while, that there was going to be a personification of Sister Abigail, and then it was going to be with Bray, and then she turns on Bray and sides with Matt.
Yeah, I don't really want to see it.
No, I know,
sure.
I know you don't like this storyline. However, if they were going to make a storyline out of it, I really think they fucked it with having a match.
See, I don't understand when last year when Bray won the championship, he should have been booked seriously. They had that stupid House of Horrors match
With-
at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's exactly the sort of
Distraction.
thing you throw on Mania with Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing you need. That sort of gimmick.
Yeah.
I don't understand this match. I don't
I
understand
really-
why it was just thrown on TV.
I really think Matt could have put Bray in a good position, but I think the whole storyline has been fucked now.
Yeah. Also on TV so far, you've had a 3-minute Taker promo and a Bray Wyatt match
In the Manhattan Center.
in the Manhattan Center.
Okay.
Cut back to Barclays. The Bella Twins, Maurice, Kelly, Lillian Garcia, Jacqueline, Michelle McCool, Tori Wilson, Terry Runnels, Maria, and Trish Stratus get paraded out and get clapped. That's it.
And these are considered the best women legends of all time.
Maria. Legend.
Michelle McCool.
I don't understand the point of these things, man. I don't
It's
understand.
just like, oh, here's some legends.
Here's some
Yay.
legends. Yay. That's it.
That was it.
Why even announce them? Why bother?
I don't know.
Why
man.
why announce them ahead of time if this is all you're going to do with them?
I don't know. Whatever.
Because so many people, I wasn't personally, but so many people were excited about some of these names coming back and talking and saying stuff and doing segments. We thought that they were going to get involved more with what was actually happening.
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope. Like, why weren't the Bellas somewhat involved with, like, Oscar or what's actually happening in the women's division?
Yeah, just nothing happened. Got another good moment here.
Is this your favourite part of the... What's coming up now? Is this your favourite part of the show?
Potentially.
Yeah?
I enjoyed it a lot.
Okay.
So you have a really fun backstage segment with Chris Jericho
Yep.
and Elias.
Yep.
Jericho's wearing his own merch, and can I just say...
It was his Japanese merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just say, this man is so clever. He got a Wrestle Kingdom booking and Raw 25 in the same month.
Yep.
And now he's heading off back to Japan.
Yep.
That is a businessman.
He is. And he was wearing his Alpha shirt.
Yeah, he didn't even have to do anything that might stop the momentum in Japan.
Not really,
He just
no.
did a little backstage stuff. And
Yeah, he said
it was really good.
He said his WWE catchphrases, which fit with Elias.
Yeah.
And it was
Great.
fun.
Elias is on fire
And-
tonight.
Sorry, before you go on, and this is what, like, the whole show should have been, right? I guess Jericho's not a legend because he's still active, but a legend comes in and somewhat interacts with a current roster.
That's the
in a fun way.
sort of stuff that was needed. They tried to do it later on the show, which we will talk about, but I didn't think it was very good.
But they should have done what they did with Jericho all the way through the show.
Yeah.
Ted DiBiase should have come and gave Heath Slater pointers about how to make money.
So what do you like? What do you want to do right now? You've got your legends, so you want your people to enjoy your legends. You need to build up the Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
and you need to build up your main guys because they're the people that are going to be making your money.
Yep.
So you throw all three together.
Yeah.
See, the sort of thing I'm talking about was the Peep Show. It was just done really badly.
Yes.
But that's the sort of thing that they should have been doing tonight.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. And what they could have done is, we discussed it before, and I don't think WWE will ever do it again, but the idea of, like, the raffle ticket balls and you get your number for the Rumble.
Yeah.
You could have had Eric Bischoff backstage with that little machine.
Yeah, that would be
And then,
nice.
and then we could have had, Goldberg getting his number, and then Ted DiBiase jokes about beating knocking his dad over in the Rumble or whatever.
That's one thing. I don't know whether you meant Goldberg, but I was expecting Goldberg to turn up. Since he got put into the Hall of Fame last week.
I meant Goldust.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we were missing Goldberg.
So Elias is on fire tonight.
So Elias,
It was a great song. I enjoyed it. Lots of charisma. Jimmy Fallon's in the audience.
do you reckon he can play guitar really well, and he kind of just dumbs it down?
I don't know.
Or do you reckon that's as good as he
That's
can
probably
play?
as good as he can play.
Okay.
John Cena turns up.
John Cena interrupts.
I'm not looking forward to this, Ben, because my boy Elias is about to get jobbed out,
He's about to get fucked.
get messed up. Cena goes for his finisher,
Yeah.
does the little twiddle.
Yeah.
Elias gives him a massive low blow. Then finally we see the guitar smashed over the back of Cena, and Elias does his finisher, looking really strong.
It was pretty cool.
I was not expecting this to be the way it went.
This was really good, and I'm hoping we're gonna see these two come face to face in the Rumble, eventually leading to a Mania match.
Yeah, I think this is going to be like when Cena went up against Bray or went up against Rusev, that young rub sort of thing.
Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah, good stuff. This I was pleasantly surprised by it, which I very rarely am pleasantly surprised by anything in WWE. I just thought he was going to get demolished,
By Cena for no reason.
or The Rock. I thought was going to come out.
Yeah, you did think The Rock was going to come out.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
But this is better.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
actually kind of glad The Rock didn't come out.
This was one of my favourite moments. Mark Henry turns up, and you say it's his last Raw appearance ever, or
Well, he has
for
just...
the foreseeable future.
Yeah, he has just retired. Obviously, he'll probably do a Legends return one day down the road.
He meets the Godfather.
Raw 50.
Didn't even make any sense, and that was that.
I guess they're buddies and that was just an inside joke.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Titus Worldwide versus Heath Slater and Rhino.
So, two jobbers squashing each other.
Oh, no, you just told me Titus is the new main event.
Titus, they're on a build, aren't they? But you can't deny they're
I
not.
just really hate them. I don't like them.
Everyone hates them. But you can't deny they're on a build.
I really liked Apollo Crews when he first came in, because he was extremely talented.
I liked him in NXT.
WWE have ruined him.
But he's not done anything of excitement since NXT.
But that's not his fault, really.
No, it's not. He's not very good on the mic either.
This lasted 2 minutes. This was nothing. DQ. And then what happens, Ben?
Then what happens? My boys.
Your boys.
The
Looking slightly worse for wear.
What?
Well, Devon is.
Yeah. So the Dudley boys come out in the Dudley boys gear. Glasses and all. Devon has packed a few pounds all in the man boobs.
Yep.
They were jiggling.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Were they jiggling?
Love him though. Still love him. It's fine. He still got to the top rope.
Barely.
That's my boy.
He's a bit
Anyway,
slower.
so yeah, Devon and Barber come out. They hit their finisher. They do the what's up, and then of course they get a table because why wouldn't you? And then they put Heath Slater through the table. What I thought funny was Heath Slater was going through the table. However, Rhino, his tag partner, was kind of helping the Dudley boys get
he
the
was
table
lifting
out.
the apron up for them.
Yeah, and then once they got in the ring, Rhino, Titus Worldwide, and the Dudley boys all put their arms up, in victory, while Rhino's partner was laying through a table
Yeah.
destroyed. Made no sense.
Yeah, but it was fun though.
It was fun.
I see. It's
Love
interesting.
Love a good table.
It's interesting because you popped for Christian and you popped for the Dudleys,
Yeah.
and I was just bored by both of these segments
Oh.
because I don't care about these guys.
Well,
And then the guys that I really marked out for, you couldn't give a toss either.
no.
So
I guess that's the problem then when you do a show like this, that they got to try and fit the right balance with enough guys.
yeah.
And they probably didn't.
So get a backstage promo with AJ. He gets rid of the female announcer and gets Mean Gene in, and then this little bit where he imitated Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Goes into the "Let me tell you something, Mean Gene,"
Yeah.
and then
I was hoping he was going to do the whole promo like that.
it goes on to be shit.
He's just hyping up the Royal Rumble match.
Well, this match, out of all of the matches, even the bar, at least they're getting TV time. This match is the poorest build, I think, of the entire Rumble.
Well, you got tomorrow night still.
Yeah, but it's too late now, isn't it? It's a go home show.
Yeah, but you got SmackDown still.
They've done nothing. They've done nothing for weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, this stupid Cammy stuff is a terrible promo, and it's poor build. You don't need AJ to be doing this stuff. AJ doesn't deserve this sort of stuff. Just let him go out in the ring, do his thing. He doesn't need to keep making stupid jokes about Kevin Owens' weight or whatever. So that was that. DX.
Yeah.
Go back to the Manhattan Center. You weren't interested in this at all.
No, I wasn't. Sorry.
Shawn Michaels and Triple H come out.
I'm glad Hornswoggle didn't come in.
And that promo was awful. That was so bad.
Well, did you hear the amount of fucking boos when Shawn Michaels kind of promoted the network?
Yeah.
And the crowd, even I was like, what the fuck is he, like, this is DX. DX should not be like corporate.
It was extremely lame.
It was.
Triple H lies about being on the first episode of Raw. He said
Yeah.
he said DX were on the first episode of Raw.
Yeah.
That did not happen.
Yeah.
Um,
He basically said DX made Raw.
I've got down here Triple H talking bear shit. Because that's kind of what it was. This is when I started popping.
Yeah.
They started getting people out. First up, my boy Billy Gunn and the D-O-double-G Road Dogg.
You know Billy Gunn was working New Japan for a while, right?
Yeah, he told me. He looks built, man.
Well, he looks built because he's been actively wrestling
He looks
quite
good.
recently.
So the New Age Outlaws come out, and I enjoyed that. X-Pac comes out.
Yeah.
He looks a bit
I was gonna
glass-eyed.
say he looks a bit worse for wear, doesn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
They chant 1 2 3 1 2 3.
Yeah.
Crowd are kind of into this, and then I did mark out for this. Hey ya. Scott Hall, the man, comes out. And
Razor Ramon.
He looks good.
He came out as Razor Ramon.
He looks good. I just wish Kevin Nash would turn up. But there you go.
But he was injured, wasn't he?
Yeah. So
But he's had surgery.
now, did you hear the boos when Scott Hall tried to say Raw 25 bit has been great in both buildings?
Yeah.
And I showed you the video.
And the crowd was they
No,
were not
no,
having
no,
a
no.
good time, were they?
But I showed you that bullshit video where they're screaming bullshit.
Yeah.
It was rough last night.
Yeah. Well, even in one of the matches, was it matches or a segment? The crowd did chant, "We want something,"
Yeah.
and then they got bored and just started chanting the referees' names.
Well, the guys had been sitting there for an entire hour of that pre-show with nothing to do, and then once the show actually starts, there's still nothing to do. Most of the time, they were watching live feeds of the Barclays Centre.
It's mental.
It's
and
so
they charged them
stupid.
so much money
It's
for
so
nothing.
stupid. It's kind of disrespectful to those sort of
I'd be
guys
pissed.
because you know those guys, the guys that have been following
They're
this
the
product
hardcores.
for so long.
They're the ones that are interested in Raw 25.
Yeah. So Scott Hall comes out. I marked out huge. Then the Balor Club come out, and
Club.
they all too sweet each other.
Yeah. It was like the handover, wasn't it?
I wasn't interested in this.
Why not?
I don't like the Balor Club or the Bullet Club as much as you.
The club of the. I hope the club get pushed now because it's the only way Balor is going to stay interesting.
Yep.
Which leads to a match.
Yeah, I called it. You called it, I think, as well. Revival come out and get completely squashed.
Now what the fuck?
I called this last week. I told you.
You did say, but you didn't know to who. But what the fuck? Just because I like them, but not just because I like them. They are the hottest wrestling wise, and they're also pretty good on the mic. They're the best tag team prospects in the entire company, even in NXT, and you've just fucking demolished them to 8 guys over 50 we're never gonna see on TV ever again.
You know why?
Why?
Because they're wrestlers, damn it.
But
They're not sports entertainers. They're wrestlers. We don't want wrestlers on our show, thank you very much. We want sports entertainers.
these guys would make you money if you put. Who gives a shit what you do? Anyway, that was a fucking script. They were told to say that.
Yeah, just to piss them off and job them out.
But why are they gonna be jobbed out? They're good.
They haven't even been used on WWE.
No, not
For some
properly.
reason, Vince doesn't like them, obviously.
But they're good.
I know, I like them.
They're better than any other.
They
tag
were on
team.
fire in NXT.
They were. Back when you had Jason Jordan and Chad Gable versus the Revival, that was some of the best tag team matches I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Ever.
So, anyway, the match is a nothing job match. Revival got completely squashed. And then one of the guys, I can't remember which one,
Dawson.
goes up to all the old guys, and one by one, even the
all of
most
them.
decrepit guys lurched into hitting them and doing their finishes. Same old bullshit, man.
See, I got no problem with the
They
club.
push Balor a little more because they
Yeah.
all point to him.
I got no problem with the club going over the Revival because the club are a bit more higher up in,
I've
the
still got a
card,
problem
but-
with it because it's looking at directly at WWE logic. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, if I have only watched WWE, are jobbers that are now getting to main event level.
Well, no, they've already been champions. They've kind of
A year ago,
Yeah, they were on top and they've sunk and they've gone up and down really.
they've been on the same level as Heath Slater and Rhino for quite a while. They just 'cause they
weren't being
pulled.
used.
They got pulled out of obscurity to.
I don't know. It's
save
unfair
Balor.
to say they were in obscurity.
They were. They weren't on TV for months.
Yeah, but
Anyway,
they're not nothing.
this wasn't great.
No, it was the whole booking was stupid. I think the whole DX thing flopped. The crowd hated it.
I enjoyed seeing Scott Hall
Yeah, but they could have done it better.
easily.
They should have done it better.
But again, it was just like everything else on this show. The backstage segments, there's 2 guys. Knock, knock, somebody else comes in. Knock, knock, somebody else comes in. Or you had the announcing on the stage, they do nothing, they just get announced. Even the DX segment, Triple H, Shawn Michaels come out. Oh, look at this guy, New Age Outlaws come out. Oh, look at this guy, X-Pac. Oh, look at this guy, Scott Hall. It was literally, the whole show was just a series of entrances.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything. They just came out.
And they fucked over your best whatever. So at least the show ends on promoting Royal Rumble somewhat.
I still didn't even like this.
But you know what's funny? We've promoted this match. We've promoted some other matches. At what point have we actually promoted the Rumble match? Other than Michael Cole saying we're gonna have a Rumble match on Sunday.
Haven't at all.
No. A couple of weeks ago, some guy said they're gonna be in it.
Yeah.
But that's it.
You haven't done anything.
Nobody said I'm gonna win and I'm gonna go be champion. Oh, Elias I think said.
This is
at
one of
one
the
point.
the poorest Rumble builds I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So the entire roster and the legends come out with Kurt Angle, and then Braun comes out, Kane comes out,
And they all stand in between the two.
yeah, Braun puts Brock through a table, and that's that. It went for about 4 minutes. Was expecting a lot more from this.
Yeah. So that was boring.
They kind of ruined the great stuff they're doing with Braun the last couple of weeks.
I was more into the match before this end segment.
Same.
They've actually called it.
I can say
Not made
that.
it harder.
Honestly, I can say that about a lot on the Rumble card itself. Like before they started to try and build to this stuff, I was more excited for it than I am now.
I think they should have delayed Raw. I don't know if they can because of the timing of Mania, but they should have delayed Rumble one more week. They should have had 25, then the go home show.
Yeah.
Not 25 as the go home show.
No, terrible idea. So overall thoughts?
That was awful. Shit.
It was disappointing.
It was
bitterly disappointing.
unbelievably disappointing.
It was so much wasted potential. If you're thinking about from the Legends Raw 25 perspective, that didn't live anywhere near up to the hype.
No.
Like we said,
not
it's just
at
a
all.
series of entrances. And from a Royal Rumble build, that wasn't
It didn't do
effective
anything.
either.
It didn't do anything.
So this was actually kind of a complete failure.
Yep.
As a show.
Yep, for sure. The two best things,
What are your highlights?
Stone Cold and Vince.
Yeah, I got Stone Cold and Vince.
And then that match, Miz and Reigns was good. That should have gone on last.
That was good, yeah.
It should have gone on last.
And my only other thing is
Or it should have happened at Rumble.
I liked the Elias stuff as well.
Oh, yeah, I like the idea of Elias Cena.
So
I like that.
those were the
storyline.
3 good moments. There was a few bits where I was like, oh, it's nice to see that guy like Ric Flair
Yeah.
or Scott Hall.
Yeah,
But
could have been done better.
yeah, worst moment of the show for you?
You fucked Revival over. You fucked them, and you've also fucked the Braun, the Bray Matt Hardy storyline.
I think just from watching the show, the worst part of the show for me was the Undertaker promo.
Yes, that fell flat.
That was so bad.
So,
Rumble predictions.
what you reckon is gonna happen? Cause man, I got no idea who's winning this Rumble.
Neither do I.
So I got a few ideas.
So wait, go from the undercard first.
Yeah, I'm gonna go from the undercard because who I've got winning the Rumble depends on who wins the championship matches.
I've kind of got the same thing.
So, I've got here. So we'll do the tag matches, yeah. The Usos in a 2 out of 3 Falls match against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. I have the Usos retaining.
I've got Gable and Benjamin for 2 reasons.
Why?
One is because of the DUI.
I don't think WWE care.
No, but you know,
Yeah, okay.
there's potential there.
Okay.
Another is because you've got till April now to build a SmackDown Tag Championship match.
Mhm.
The Usos have been pretty dominant.
Yeah. But you don't think WrestleMania will probably be the New Day versus someone?
New Day versus Usos though, I feel like they're trying to build up their tag division in general on Raw and SmackDown.
Okay.
I think they're gonna try and get Gable and Benjamin over more so that they can have a longer program with the Usos. Because if the Usos just beat them like they beat them last time and they beat them before that, then the Benjamin and Gable are not really given much else to do.
Gable and Benjamin, they're good wrestlers, but I don't think they work together. They're awful on the mic, and any storyline they're put in is falling flat. They don't work. I actually think they should split them up.
You were really excited for them as well.
I was when they first came around, and it's not working. Not at all.
It's okay.
Whereas the Usos are the hottest fucking tag, apart from the Revival, who are now squashed. They're the hottest tag team in the whole of the company, I think. More than the
yeah,
Bar.
definitely. Speaking of the Bar,
So, the Bar versus Rollins and Jordan. What you got? Because you're gonna like what I'm gonna say here.
I think it's it's absolutely impossible to do anything other than put the championships on the bar.
Yeah.
But one thing that I'm not looking forward to is I think the championships will be given to the bar because Jason Jordan fucks up, leading into a Jason Jordan Seth Rollins feud for a couple of months.
Oh, that's what you're thinking. Jason Jordan versus Rollins.
Maybe not a Mania,
I
but
haven't even
it will
contemplated
happen.
that.
It will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But so I think the bar wins kind of like by accident.
I had something similar, but a different direction.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's clear yet, but I got the idea that Dean Ambrose could interfere.
Oh, sure.
Dean Ambrose could come down, interfere and cause the loss for the bar so Rollins and Jordan retain. However, the tension they've been building between Rollins and Jordan continues, and the bar will win in the pay-per-view between Rumble and Mania.
You've just reminded me. That's a good idea.
And then, like you said, Rollins and Jordan then will feud.
You've just reminded me that Dean Ambrose was advertised for the show, Raw 25.
What, for Raw 25?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't there.
Yeah, well, he is advertised.
So maybe this could happen at Rumble. Something like that.
Mm.
I still think the bar should get the championship at some point, but I'm not sure they're going to get it on this show. Just because of what we said about their shit momentum.
But that's exactly why I think they need to win.
Yeah, they should win. But all the focus is on this brewing tension between Rollins and Jordan. And Jordan and Kurt Angle. So, we'll see, I guess. Then we got AJ in a handicap match against Owens and Zayn.
This is where I'm getting a bit stuck from this point onwards.
Cammy.
Don't say that to me. Just don't say it.
So, if Owens and Zayn win, do they become champions under the Freebirds rule?
I think that they actually their plan is to become co-champions. Yeah.
So, like the Freebirds rule?
Yeah.
But I've never seen the Freebirds rule used on a singles belt. Only on a tag belt.
Yeah. Eh.
Well, I
They
kind of want
did
to.
it. They did it with Lakel.
Oh, okay. He got.
I thought long and hard about this one. It could go either way, but I've got AJ.
Okay.
But again, it all depends on who they give the Rumble to, really.
Yes.
Because there's a few. I mean, pretty much all of the Rumble predictions that I've got are Raw guys. But then
Okay.
the Raw main event scene is already kind of set up. Like, you've got a lot of potential matches that for the Raw main event. So I've got a feeling that it might actually be a SmackDown guy. I just have no idea which one.
So, I've got Owens and Zayn to win.
Yeah.
And if they win, I'm thinking maybe AJ wins the Rumble.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
I think those two, well, it's a bit weird, but those two need a championship more than AJ does, going towards Mania.
I agree with you.
Also, I would like to take AJ out of this storyline. I don't think he has any business in this Shane versus Kevin Owens storyline.
This is also getting tired. Owens and
Yeah.
Zayn are running out of fumes.
Yeah.
The gimmick's getting boring now.
I honestly would like to take AJ out of... He doesn't need a championship. I mean, he deserves it. He doesn't need it. Take him out of that, and it's him versus... It's either him and Orton, or him and Shinsuke at Mania.
Oh, AJ versus Shinsuke at Mania would be a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Hey, there you go. Out there pick. Shinsuke wins the Rumble. Faces AJ.
And faces AJ.
That would be nice.
I don't think Shinsuke's got enough momentum to win the Rumble.
No, I don't think that would happen. But anyway, Women's Royal Rumble?
So I'm struggling here. I did at first. I was like, well, you got to go with the most hyped woman that isn't a champion. So not Charlotte. It's Sasha Banks. But then I thought, shit, we got Asuka. Then I thought, shit, Becky is being pushed. Shit, Naomi's being pushed. They're all being pushed, but like at the same time, no one is actually anywhere.
I think you're thinking too deeply.
So
Who is the most over person on the roster?
Asuka?
She's winning. My opinion.
I was thinking about this. If Asuka doesn't win the Rumble, does this count as breaking her win record?
Maybe not if she gets pulled out. I mean, it still kind of does, but...
Because she'll have to be thrown over the ropes. Someone will literally
But
eliminate her.
I don't think her win record in NXT is quite perfect. I think there's DQs and stuff. So, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I've got Asuka for that. I'm just going to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's all booking towards.
I'm thinking Sasha Banks.
Alright.
But I'm really not sure. So then...
But then if it was Sasha Banks, why would you have Sonya Deville beat her in a couple of minutes?
I don't know. I don't even know what the women's matches WrestleMania would be.
I think
Charlotte versus Becky.
I was thinking maybe this Royal Rumble match. So this Royal Rumble match will be the first time Absolution is meeting the Riot Squad.
Okay.
So I thought they were either going to form a faction till Mania or go against each other at Mania to prove who's the new underdogs.
I see.
Or something like that,
Something like that.
I think there must be a part in that Rumble where they come together and look at each other.
Because I would have thought before what happened, before Paige got injured, I would have thought it would have been Paige contending for the championship
But
at
what
Mania.
do you do with Asuka?
I don't know. Whatever Asuka does at Mania, she has to win Mania. So maybe Asuka wins the Rumble and becomes champion at Mania.
Yeah, I think it's simple as that.
Okay.
I don't think they're looking too far into it.
Okay, so then we got Brock defending against Braun and Kane.
Now this is my same thing that you have with AJ. So I can see Braun winning this.
Yeah.
But if Brock wins, I think Braun might win the Rumble.
Yes. Yes, definitely. If Brock retains, Braun wins the Rumble and they clash. However, there's someone here we're not thinking about.
Well, I don't think he's going to do anything.
Roman Reigns.
Oh.
Roman
I thought you
Reigns.
were talking about Kane.
Roman Reigns has no championship, and currently, because we're missing Joe, no rival. Really?
Triple threat?
Nah. I reckon it's going to be Brock versus Roman.
Okay.
Now, that could be for a title. It doesn't have to be for a title. And I think if you're going to put Braun in a singles match at Mania, which he deserves now, not to be on the pre-show because he's over, he needs a title.
So, gun to your head, Brock or Braun?
Braun wins, but he beats Kane.
I'm going to go with Brock.
Okay. So, I think Brock looks strong, but drops the belt, and it will be him versus Roman at Mania.
Okay. And so, the Royal Rumble match.
So, the Royal Rumble match, the winner of that will probably be going against Braun. I want to say Finn Balor, but I don't know if they're going to pull the gun on that.
I think, well, I have 3 choices written down, and they're all 3 we've talked about. I've got Finn Balor,
Yeah.
Roman Reigns,
Yeah.
and Braun.
Yeah, I got Roman as well. Roman wins the Rumble, goes up against Brock or Braun.
And you know if Roman wins this year, there have been only repeat winners of the Royal Rumble for the last 5 years.
My God. You know they might completely just like switch bait on us and it might just be Orton that wins it.
I really, really don't want to see that.
Didn't he win
He won last year.
last year? Yeah.
So he's a twice. I've also heard rumblings of Cena winning,
Cena
which I
might just
really
win
don't
it.
want to see.
But that doesn't make sense because in a perfect world he should go against Elias now.
Yeah.
That would be great.
So yeah.
So you looking forward to it? I ask you every week.
And you know what? The last couple of weeks I've been saying, yeah, but I'm still looking forward to it. I'm still looking forward to it. Last week I said I'm looking forward to it, but slightly less. I'm not looking forward to it this week. I'm done with it now.
You know, I'm looking forward to the Rumble match itself just because I really can't predict the winner.
Yeah, the Rumble match would be good.
But the actual cards, I don't care.
The main event should be okay. I was a lot more hyped for it before the end of this show.
Yeah, I was
And
looking forward to Braun.
To be honest with
Okay.
you, this is why I used to just watch the pay-per-views. I didn't watch the television because the television ruined the pay-per-views for me, which is not the point of the television.
The television is meant to be hyping the pay-per-view. Alright, so
That's that.
we'll still watch it.
Yeah, we'll watch it. We've got Takeover.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to TakeOver
It
actually.
should be a good show.
Yeah, we got Adam Cole versus Aleister Black in a what is it? Is it a street fight or is it no holds barred or
No
something?
holds. Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think Undisputed Era defend their tag belts, and then we got Ember Moon versus somebody. I'm not sure.
Well, she'll be going against the MMA fight, surely.
Already.
Well, that's
Maybe.
what they're teasing.
Okay. And Lars Sullivan wanted the big guy from Sanity
What's your main event?
of TakeOver.
Yeah.
It's that going to be the Adam Cole match, isn't it?
Wait, who's the champion at the moment?
Siamas. He's not been actually on NXT.
He needs to. He need to have defended
What?
the pay-per-view.
Yeah, but against who?
I don't know.
They've not hyped anything.
Yeah, true.
Well, we'll see what's on this week's NXT. We'll see.
Yeah, so
what they hype.
hopefully by the time you listen to the next episode of Botching It Up, we will be a lot happier than we were this week.
So next episode obviously will be pay-per-view weekend. We'll do the rundown of Royal Rumble and NXT Takeover, and then we'll do a few more segments as well next week.
Looking forward to it.
But we probably won't do a weekly roundup, will we?
No.
We'll just keep it pay-per-views.
Yeah.
All right.
Doing it up.
Botching it up.
Bye.
Bye.